In Zenless Zone Zero, when you get enough copies of a character, you can unlock their Mindscape, and the Mindscape usually strips the character and you get to look at this cool art of them. Now, normally, you wouldn't actually see most of this art unless you're a whale, which can cost a hefty amount of money, and normally their appeal is for their gameplay aspects and for gooning. That being said, today I'll be taking a closer look at these Mindscapes and ranking them. You guys ready for some low quality content? 'Cause I sure am. First, let's get this out of the way. Both of the Ambi Mindscapes. Oh wait, where's Soldier 11 as well? No bias, they're all peak. They all get to be at the top because I have a Sambi bias. Let's look at them at face value instead of with my bias. If you look at Ambi's base one, it's honestly probably like a B because there's nothing really going on here. She's just basically naked. She's just stripping. But if you care for like taking off tights, then automatically it's an A. And you include the fact that she still has her headphones on to just like really show that she likes listening to music. And in this case, the video card itself actually says that she's listening to I think it's the ending theme of a movie. Really goes to show how much she likes those types of things. So that would make that an A. If you're talking purely what you see on the screen, it's a B, but obviously it's S. Next is Sambi's Soldier Zeros. This one is, I mean, it's a bit more tasteful because it's not just like she's just like fully naked. Honestly, not really too much going on here. If I wasn't biased, I'd probably put this B or C as well, but I am biased. She's S. Soldier 11, I think because it takes her visor off, obviously every single Mindscape strips the character. Them not having clothes, that doesn't mean anything, but her not having her visor on is nice. So I think that would put it at an A. But I think because she's taking the visor off and because, you know, there's armpit fetish and there's the fact that she's showing her nape, you know, there's a lot that's going on here. I would say this is an A. This is an A tier Mindscape, but obviously it's S. Okay, and now let's actually go through and not be biased anymore. And first is Rena. Rena is, honestly, personally, not my type. But this is not about my type. It's about the quality of the Mindscape. I don't really have much to say about this one. I feel like it's kind of just there. Like, yeah, she has the ribbon on. Is this like a whole your gift is me type of deal? I mean, it's peak made, but nothing else really to it. I'm gonna give this one just a B because I don't really feel like it does all that much. She's kind of just the same as always, but just naked this time. I really like Alice's because you can really tell the heterochromia in her eyes. There's a lot more detail in this one. The fact that one of her twin tails goes in front and covers, that's nice. Also the part that she's like still wearing most of her clothes, but like is partially scandalous, also very nice. And you can see like the shape of her. Wow, the more I talk, the more disgusting this video feels to make. But I guess that's just inherent to the nature of the video. It cannot be helped. Look at this curve right here. Look at her hip. This is a good Mindscape. Yeah, like, and I think this method of covering up like the more sensitive parts, I think this is good. This is a good way to cover sensitive stuff. One of them is covered by her hair and the other one is covered by her shirt that's still open. Also, I just gotta say I'm a fan of dress shirts. It's a little bit of bias as well. Can't be helped. The tier list always has bias. So for Alice, I honestly want to give it an S. I want to give it my first S for non-total bias, you know, ignoring the Ambis. Next, Anton. I like Anton's. I think Anton's looks great. Not only do I think the jacket on, like without the shirt, that's aura as hell, and the fact that he's got this tattoo on his left arm here, which you would normally never see. I'm giving it an A. A for Anton. And bro's built too. Like, look at this muscle definition. I'm giving it an S. I can't be this free with my S's. We're moving this down. Sorry, Rena, you're getting demoted to C tier. Anton gets an A. That's right. Anton doesn't get demoted. He still gets to be an A. I might change that later. I just don't want to put two Mindscapes in S immediately. Harumasa. Harumasa's is good fundamentally because it shows off a different side to him. Like normally you think he's like sleazy, you know, he's a lazy sleazy guy. And while I did say I like dress shirts, I don't really care for dress shirts on guys. They're fine, I guess. I mean, the fact that dress shirts are like normal on guys is what makes them not as interesting. The fact like dress shirts on girls are nice because they're uncommon. But I'm also a straight guy, so I can't say too much. I mean, his collarbone looks nice, at least. I'm gonna give him a B because honestly, I'm just not that big of a fan of the guy altogether. Astra Yao. This one is decent. I don't really understand the ribbon on her shirt. Like, I mean, yes, the way the ribbon is placed is so that it covers the sensitive parts, but it does not make any sense to be here. This ribbon is not attached to anything. It's just on her shoulder. That has got to be the most annoying thing ever. So she's laying on a reflective surface. The reflection really brings it up a notch. I gotta give that more credit. There's a lot going on here. I think I'll give Astra's an A as well. A for Astra. Banria. Moving on. Ben Bigger. Okay, no. Banria is cool. I mean, he's already naked all the time. So how do you make his mindscape interesting when you've got a character that's already naked? Make it so he aura farms. And that's just all he's doing in this. And that's that's basically what the character does in general, is he's just aura farming. So he gets an A. Ben Bigger. Well, I mean, I think Ben benefits a lot from being colorized. So if this was a comparison to the M3 mindscapes, this would be a good one. But other than that, I don't really see it. This does not look like Ben. And it doesn't fit with Ben at all. Like, isn't his whole thing is like he's a scary looking bear theron, but he's actually like a good guy. So it's like the mindscape is supposed to be like a closer look at the individual, but nah, fuck you, Bear. You're going to D. D is for Bear. B is for Billy. And he gets rid of his entire jacket. You can see how sleek the guy actually is, because the jacket is very much a big part of his character. Getting rid of it is a subversion of expectation, but I don't know if that alone deserves an A. I think it's enough of a change of a character, and like he looks different enough that I'd be willing to give it to him. I'm not meant to make tier list, man. I'm looking at it down here and I feel bad. I don't think he deserves this low of a rating, but you know, we need ratings in other places. I just want to put them all in S. Well, obviously not all of them in S. I just want to put them all into good and then even gooder. Bernice, honestly, I don't really have anything to say about this one. I mean, it's not sexual. It's not like super sexual. That's a nice change of pace, I guess, but it's not like we've been looking at the sexual aspects of this anyways. So yeah, Bernice goes in C. Never mind. I'm putting Bernice in D. Nothing special about it. Not special enough to be an M6, at least. Caesar King. Like, again, I'm a big fan of the cloak thing, of having a cloak or a cape or something like that. Otherwise, I mean, it shows off her shoulders. There's a little bit of an armpit window if you're into that. It's nice. I like it. Corin, I like her bear, I guess. Oh, I like her nails as well, actually. The hair draped over the arm, also good. Oh, she's got this scar on her shoulder as well. That's pretty cool. I don't know if there's actually a reason for this, but it's like she's kind of a mirror of this of the teddy bear, right? She's got this stitch along with all the stitches on the teddy bear. The scar is like a human equivalent of a stitch. You know what? I like it enough. We're putting it in B tier. Dylin. First of all, she's taking her shoes off. She's taking off her fucking stompers. Okay. They're still tasteful enough to keep her socks on. Damn. I didn't realize how good of thighs she has. And then there's obviously the part where her top isn't like fully restrained, so you actually see, I mean, like you see it not being tight fitted. Like, that's also a crazy thing to say, but it looks good. I'm a big fan. I want to put it in S. At the end of the day, I am a straight man. What can I say? It's my own preference. I'm putting it in S. Now you might think there's too many in S, which is, I actually agree with you. So we're making an Ambi row. Ambi gets her own tier to make stuff look cleaner. Yep, these two are my S ones. Next, Ellen. Yeah, she's just naked and painting her nails, which is fine, I guess. I don't know. There's really not that much going on here either. I have nothing to say. It's going in C tier. Actually, I think I'm going back on this Caesar A. I think Caesar's looks nice, but really it's not that. It doesn't do the same justice that I think Anton's does. I think Anton's is more showy. So I think Caesar's gonna go down in B. Next, Evelyn. Like, it looks good, right? It looks fine, but this is kind of just how she looks in game when she ults, like after her first ult. Like, it's a little bit more revealing and the angle is cool. I kind of want to put it higher just for the angle, actually. Like, the angle of the picture is really nice and it's quite unique so far from what we've seen. I'm putting it in B tier. Boom. Feet. This is the one we've all been waiting for. Grace's feet. Obviously, if you are into feet, easy. Okay, if you are into feet, I think the feet actually bring it down, you know, because a lot of people, it's not even that they don't care for feet, it's that they actually just hate feet. I'm not a feet hater, but I'm also definitely not a feet lover. Feet are just there for me. But I also obviously don't care about the public opinion, because that's why I'm making my own tier list. So I don't care if you don't like feet. They don't matter to me. So let's block out the feet. It's a shot from behind. Like, you don't get to see too many backs either. I think I'll give this upper C, because I don't really care for feet. I don't care for Grace's feet. Nah, you're going C together. You two are both going down C. I mean, this is personal preference again. But taking a covered character and then making them more like showing a different side of them, that's a lot better for me than a character that's already pretty scandalous, you know? Which is why you probably already know where I'm putting Miyabi. Okay, Miyabi, a character that is usually extremely covered. Like, this is just like, yeah, I'm a Japanese glazer. Yeah, I'm a Japanese glazer. I mean, honestly, who isn't? We're playing an anime game. You're playing an anime game, you're already a Japanese glazer, even though it's a Chinese company. And don't get me wrong, I love China. China #1. But Japan's pretty close. Japan's pretty up there. And Miyabi is kind of like peak Japanese, right? I mean, I don't think I really gave this a good fighting chance, because I haven't really said anything meaningful about the actual art, but it's going in S. Okay, moving on, Hugo. Man, I don't feel like I have the right to like judge this one, because personally, I'm straight, right? But I still have a sense in like men that I think look nicer, right? And that's why I have Banya and Anton in A. Like, you can't just call me a man hater, because I don't just hate men because they're men. But really, Hugo's just doesn't do it for me. I don't really care for this, but I know that there are people that like this. I know Hugo's entire idea has a lot of appeal. Unfortunately, that appeal is just not to me. So he's going in D tier. Jane Doe. Okay, this one is actually a surprising change. You know, like, Jane Doe is usually scandalous, and that's the thing, is I expected her Mindscape cinema to also be pretty scandalous, but it's surprisingly tame. She's like one of the most clothed members. She's surprisingly clothed. In fact, she's more clothed than in her newest skin. Like, that's insane to me. I think this is actually a really good Mindscape for her, because it's still erotic, and she's already erotic, but it's a different type of erotic, and it's kind of a subversion of expectation. And her expression is great. Regardless, I think I want to give this high A. The only reason it's not S is because it doesn't like personally appeal to me that much. That's just bias. That is just bias. This could be S. I understand it being an S. And that can be said for all of these, by the way. Every single one of these, if it's your favorite, you can have your own ambi tier. You don't need to be perfect. You don't have to abide by everyone else's rules. Just put your favorites where you want to put them. Next, Jufufu. I like that she's fully clothed, I guess. I don't even remember what Jufufu looks like normally. This just looks like a regular Jufufu to me. So maybe you can take the entire D tier with a grain of salt. Koleda. If her eye patch was off, but you couldn't see her entire eye, but like you could see a glimpse of it, I think this would be really good. But she kind of just looks like like she normally does. Doesn't really, I don't know, that's kind of just how she always is. Manitou. This is a big man. Personally, I'm a fan. Big boy, very well defined like body features, right? I also like the extremely heavy contrast between the black fur skin, I'm assuming, around his neck area, and then the human part of his body. Yeah, it's an A. I gotta give it an A. Lighters. I mean, Lighters is good as well. It's the type of build that I like. And also, the fact that he doesn't have his sunglasses on. The sunglasses off, that's a big win. That's a big win for Lighter. And the fact that he's breaking the chain of the dog tags that he has, also very good. And the fact that they're still there, it's an S tier one. This is a really good Mindscape. If you like Lighter, and you see him without his glasses on, in this type of pose, gushing. Lucia's angle is kind of crazy. It also does really well to show off her ears, which I feel like I really don't notice that much. Well, if that's the case, can I really be giving Grace? Nah, let's go Grace. Grace goes B. Lucia actually goes C. Lucy, I like that her boar is there. I also like that she doesn't have the stupid fuck ass helmet that she normally wears. That helmet is piss ugly. It makes her look so much better that it's just purely a looks based thing. I'm putting her at the top of B. Nekomata, she's kind of just laying there. Yeah, I just don't fuck with cats. This is bias again, sorry. Nicole, this is a mirror selfie, because otherwise this doesn't make any sense. I'm just saying I don't think there's anything like too special about it. That's another D tier. Orpheum Magus, but there's a bow on Magus. I mean, it shows that they're one and the same, I guess. Again, not very much happening here. I'm putting it in the middle of C tier. Yinhu. I think the fact that he's a panda, they should go all in on this. Why is he wearing a shirt? I don't understand why he needs to have a shirt on. This is once again my fault for not understanding furries, I guess. Piper. I also don't really have anything to say about Piper's here. I mean, isn't this just her normal outfit? This is just Piper's outfit. She's just chilling in the steel tusk or something like that. Another one of those ones that's kind of just like, yeah, I mean, she's there. Middle of D. Pulchra? Is that where her tail comes out? Nah, that's not real. But I mean, her mask is off, which is enough to keep her out of purgatory, but put her in the middle. Now we're putting her back down here. I don't care. Xingyi. Now, I personally like Xingyi. There's really not that much going on here either. She's just stretching. Though I guess she's not wearing that bulky ass, ugly ass police outfit, which is a nice change of pace. And it's enough of a change of pace that I think I'd actually put it in like B. I actually really like Seeds. The reason why is because you would expect the super foot gooner to have feet in her thing, but her feet is like the furthest thing from the screen. Like, they are not important at all. And like, she's fully clothed. Like, this is peak subversion of expectation. The fact that she's still in the cockpit also symbolizes Seeds Senior with her. I like that aspect of it. I think Seeds, because of its insane subversion of expectation, deserves an S. And I also just really like the way she looks in this Mindscape, because it's so drastically different from how she normally is. And it's a very interesting way to like show more skin. The part that's important here is that normally Seed has these black covers over her chest, and this time they're white. I think this white looks so much better. The full white is very, very pretty. So she gets to be an S. Seth, there's a cat here. He's a cat. He still has this ugly blue ass thing on. Oh man, I think this one would also be better if they just got rid of it completely. I don't know, not a cat guy. Honestly, I kind of like this one because it makes Sokaku look more mature than she actually is. It's a nice change from what she actually, like, what she feels like in game. The angle is interesting. I think I'll give it a bottom of B. Trigger. This trigger pose is wild. Otherwise, I also thought that this one would be a lot more scandalous. So it's not, and that's pretty cool. And the fact that, you know, Trigger's whole thing is having a fat ass, but her ass is completely out of the picture here, which is also nice. And there's another belly button for you belly button lovers out there. As much as I am a fan of like getting rid of stuff, I do think keeping her mask on does make enough sense in this case to not get rid of it. This one also just does not feel like much to me. Yanagi's taking out the glasses and having them in her hand. That's good. That's tasteful. I like it. Covering her chest with her notebook, also tasteful. Like it. It's kind of a mirror of Miyabi's, which is cool. You know what? Because it is it feels really heavily mirrored of Miyabi's. I think I've convinced myself to put this in A somehow. I wouldn't have actually normally. I think before I noticed the similarity, I probably would have put it in B. Yuzuha. I also really like Yuzuha's. I kind of want to put it in S because Yuzuha also has a very modest outfit, and this is still very, very modest. Like, you really don't see too much of any like sensitive parts, but you can tell that she's wearing significantly less. And I think that is a major appeal point of what Mindscape should have, is that they should show something different about a character. And it's especially more interesting if it's different for that character while also not just being them stripped naked. And I think this is a very tasteful way of doing that. I like it enough to put in an S. Also, S tier, I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to order this because they're all really good. I don't think these need to be ordered. Vivian, also a very modest character, remains very modest. Honestly, just looks like a colorized image of her regular stuff. I don't really know. There's not too much on this Vivian one. Yeah, I think Vivian's just gonna have to go in C tier with the rest of the C tierers. Like, it looks nice, but other than that, I got nothing. Lycon. Now, this is what I'm talking about. When I'm saying like the characters are furry, you should just not have them wear clothes. This is what I meant more along the lines of. And I like the angle. I like that you're behind him and he's looking up at you. The angle does it good. You're going in A tier. Okay, Ye Shengguang. I mean, it's cool in the sense that the main focus is her alternate side, but in like that in the side that we see is inside the mirror. I haven't played the new story, so I really can't say too much about this. It was already so scantily clad as well that this is kind of just there. I feel like it's a very unique type of style though. Like, it's kind of like Astra's reflection, but this is literally just a mirror, so it doesn't have nearly as much like symbolism. I mean, it's not even symbolism, it's just like, it's a less interesting way to show a reflection. So you're just gonna go in B tier. Yidhari. I've never actually looked at Yidhari's, but this is a pretty cool one. Like, the fact that she's resting on her tentacles, but like the fact that her tentacles are very intermixed with this pose, I think that makes it nice. Are these tattoos? Or is this part of her shirt? Oh, the tentacle going underneath the strap as well and lifting it up. I mean, it's very erotic, which is a fit for a character, but I feel like it is in surprisingly a different way than I expected. I wasn't actually expecting this, but I want to put this in A. Yi Xuan, yeah, I mean, she's just naked. Like, it feels kind of criminal to put her here, but only redeeming factor is the bird, teeming bird on her arm. I mean, I like her expression as well, but otherwise that's about it. Zhao, I mean, it's fine. She's just laying there, just without any clothes on, which again is kind of what I said is what I would have expected from a Therian character anyways. Like a full Therian, she's literally just a rabbit. Like she's kind of an anthropomorphized rabbit, I guess. But for full Therians like this, I think having them be completely undressed just makes more sense. I do think it's also a little bit plain, so I'll put this in B as well, because it does deal with the issues that I was talking about, but at the same time, I don't know, there's just not really much going on. Julian, or however you pronounce her name. No, I like this one. I think it's pretty solid. Not only is, I mean, it doesn't make any sense because she's soaking wet, but it seems like it's like post shower, but she's wearing a dress shirt. Again, we got rid of the ugly ass pubsec uniform, which is obviously already an up. It's a dress shirt, which is an up for me. Also, did not realize how many of those there were here. There's a kindred being over there at Zenless Zone Zero making these mindscapes. So many women in dress clothes. I like that she's getting her hair ready to put the hair bandit. I mean the hair tie in. Honestly, I think it's a well put together mindscape. I'm giving it an A. I could see the line for S here, but as I personally don't really care for her, my bias will be putting her an A as well. And that's it for ranking the full mindscapes. I obviously like my own rankings, but there are a few that I would change now looking back, but nothing super drastic, so I'm not going to. However, I think most people won't like this ranking list, and I understand why. I put a lot of fan favorite characters lower on the list. That's all, thanks for watching, and leave a like if you enjoyed.